Yes, hi. This is Arnaud Segla again. Like I do previously, I would like to share some few facts and few thinking that I have. And I'm very sorry because my energy is very low today, but I try to compensate with maybe something very short in my wording. So today I want to keep on maybe explain about poverty alleviation. Um, this is why I'm trying to figure out some few ideas or some to make some contribution to the matter. So actually, I would like to share an idea that the First Nation of Canada, maybe in the US also, but I want to focus on the Canada, has a model that is maybe useful for the poor in the same country in Canada. Why I'm saying that? I'm saying that because the poor in Canada are a minority in the minority. There is a lot of minority, the visible minority, and also the one that people don't really. This is the one that they don't show at all. But I think that the First Nation have a lot of benefit that come with also some right that they have that can be shared with the poor itself, so that Canadian government will have his own model to tackle the poverty problem. We will explain later why these things can be done, and maybe what will be the application of this measure. But I think today my energy is very low, so I won't go very far away in my explanation. As people know, the First Nation are unfortunately the not I need to say it very properly. They have fortunately the owner of the whole country of Canada that was called before Canada, and now it's Canada. And I know that the First Nation as the owner of the country and need very to be respect for that. But also they have unfortunately they stay in some reserve in some space where they can preserve their culture, but sometimes we know that this is something bad that is done to them, even if in their right they have the right to settle everywhere, since they have the ownership of the land. And sometimes when some Canadian enterprise do some mining, there is some resource revenue sharing on the income that is made on this mine. So they have the First Nation have some right, but to go directly to the poor don't have the same right, because since the First Nation are the owner of the land, I think that the poor, we can say that they are the one who do not exploit the land as much as the rest of the population, because the rest of the population are most of them are workers, or maybe people who maybe businessmen, people who can take advantage of the resource, the common resource that is made. And the poor as the person that cannot take advantage as the same level that the workers, the people in the administration, and the businessmen, and all of those people who are in the middle or the upper class. So that come with some problem in the to deal with the liberty, maybe not the liberty, but the right itself, the civil right, and maybe not the civil right, but just the right to be to have access to some few livelihood, if we can say that. Here, I won't quote the kind of benefit that the First Nation have, because there is some right and also some benefit, but we need to focus on the benefit. and it's not the same level that also the poor will have, because there is a difference between the owner and the person who cannot exploit the land. So but in the idea is that the poor can have the same model, just let's say the archetype or just the structure of the measure that is that has been negotiated between the Canadian government and the First Nation, because it's just like I say this is a structure, but also just like this is the kind of let's say the kind of frame, yeah, it's a frame that the government has been put in place to tackle and to deal with this kind of revendication. And I think the poor, even if there is not a real voice right now defending them, I think they can just ask for this kind of same level or same treatment, but not at the same level, because where one is owner, one is not exploiting. And you know that Canada is a federation, and that each province is many is owner of his politics, his social politic. Here in Quebec, we have, and especially in Montreal, we have some poor county, or not county, but just some hood that is poor, like let's say Hochelaga, Maisonneuve, Côte des Neiges, Montreal Nord, and north of Montreal. And we know that those population has been supplied with some services, some municipal services to help them go through the everyday life. But as a federal level, we can take some action and also help them, the poor that is in those hood neighborhood, go through the difficulty that they face every day. So by gathering the effort of the federal government and the provincial one, we can just have a new frame of measure to, especially to my energy is very slow, but I'm trying to find my wording, but maybe it's just that maybe I will do it again another time, but I just want to show the line that we can just um, follow for the poor with the inspiration of the First Nation. Initially, I didn't want to quote the benefit that the First Nation have, because I think that this is them to deal with that. But since my energy is low, I would like to be to have this help assistance, since I was talking just before the guideline. So in Canada, I will just read it. We can just use those benefits, as I say here, the unreserved income assistance, the employment income tax exception, the program to support First Nation youth, the program to support First Nation people with disability. And this is just some few guidelines that can be helpful. So also there is some also another one that is Aboriginal summer training program. So it's quite the same guideline. So to ensure some social assistance in terms of revenue, to ensure some education to the person that is poor, and we, instead of because poor, the thing that is done with the First Nation is the thing that I said just before. It was just the day before yesterday, that the China eradication measure was unfair to the farmer, because they're losing their wealth, that is the land. But here they put we we put the First Nation in the reserve, and we know that this is a space that they own themselves, and in which they can they can just express their culture. But here for the poor, I think we can just let them, even in I quote the neighborhood of Montreal, let's say Hochelaga, that is no longer so poor, Côte des Neiges, or maybe north of Montreal. But we can just let them in their natural environment and just apply the measure that is based on the right that the First Nation has already. Okay, to finish my analysis today, I would like to say that unlikely like the China government do, the Canadian government just have some indicator that they have here. I can see the officially poverty line, the debt to disposal income ratio, market basket measure, and prevalence of asset resilience. So unlikely that the China government may before, that is the fact to make the list of all the poor and to make a special dedicated intervention to them to make them change their life status. We have here something that is done with a blind measure, so that this is maybe something that we can just do, because here we have welfare, and people on welfare are maybe could be associated to the poor. Some of them, most of them actually. So the measure that we are calling for need to be addressed to some kind of people in the population. So we need, if we do some good job, we need to address, to identify the person that must benefit from the measure that is inspired from the First Nation. So if we say that the target should be all the person of welfare, we need to just calculate the right amount of social income that must be allocated to them, and based on that, the rest of the process, that is to see the education training program, because there are also a normal education right that the poor can have access as a resources, but a training program is more than how they can reach some training, maybe university, or just access to a training to get not a job, but work, something that they can do, like to be apprentice, or to learn to work, something to be done, that is a short-term learning, because we know that poverty people, so poor poverty people is not a good wording, but my energy is very low. I'm keep on telling that, but I will just stop it here, because I will come with another punch, maybe with another subject. But just to say that we need to very be careful in what we do with the poverty alleviation. And I think that I'm very sure that the First Nation model is a model that Canadian can be inspired, can the First Nation model can inspire the Canadian model for poverty alleviation, since it's some right that they have acquired with some negotiation, and that can be shared to the poor, that is a minority in the minority. I keep on telling that, and we can be sure that if we apply some of the guideline that is already in place, we can tackle the situation more with a fast track, really a fast track, in knowing that 2030 is our deadline. Thank you very much.